Live from Appleton, it's APTV.
Welcome to APTV, episode 552 for Thursday, July 25th, 2024.
I didn't even try.
I waited. I waited.
This week we have banter, news, updates, our first mention of Hobonichi 2025, the new TWSBI Vac 700R Kyanite. I need a breath after that. Pen Club and Pelican Hub, major restocks, lots of new vintage, which is an oxymoron. A contest winner, plus, that's right, a new contest like always.
Hey, Lisa.
Hey, Brian.
Do you know...
And a joke, apparently.
You know, there's only one thing that makes a good pizza joke.
Okay.
The delivery.
That's cute. Tomorrow, Friday, July 26th, is the start of the Summer Olympics. Go Team USA.
I'm excited about this.
Yes, Brian is a big cyclist, so we watch the...
I'm working on it.
You are a giant, avid cycle fan of anything that includes...
Two wheels.
So we watched like the Giro d'Italia. We just finished watching the Tour de France. Now you've got the Vuelta coming up and the Olympics.
The Olympics first, yeah.
And we just found out, I read in the news just yesterday or the day before that Tadej Pogacar is actually not going to be in the Olympics after all.
So it means we got to watch the Worlds. So anyway, Friday, July 26th starts the Summer Olympics.
I'm excited.
The time trial is on the 27th, by the way. Just so
Okay. All right. So Saturday.
Are
we going to have to close the store so you can watch, or do we need to bring in the TV to the store?
We'll figure that out. There might be cycling in the store that day.
Okay.
Saturday, July 27th is
also.
Where do we come up with this? National Day of the Cowboy.
I think Lindsay and Eric come up with these.
Giddy up.
Have you ever been to a dude ranch?
No, as a matter of fact, no.
When I was in high school, my stepdad decided we were going to do this family vacation. Justin and I were just talking family vacations. And in upstate New York, back in the 80s, we went to this dude ranch. It's actually where I met Michelle.
Oh.
So there you go.
It sort of explains it. Maybe.
Yeah. Crazy things. And what else?
Sunday, July 28th, National Waterpark Day.
Nice.
You lived in Florida for a long time, so you were there all the time.
Yes, my kids, there's a note that says we have a lot of fond memories of going to Adventure Island in the very hot summers in Florida. My kids loved it.
I think after our Busch Gardens adventure a couple months ago, I'm good for a while. I mean, we actually didn't go on any water rides, so...
No.
Which maybe would have been...
Better.
Maybe better.
Cooler. It was 95 with major humidity that day, and we are definitely not used to that. But, And what else is coming up? On Monday, July 29th.
Day after National Water Park Day.
What is it?
What is on Monday? Oh, your birthday.
Wow.
Your
yes,
birthday.
my birthday's coming up, so I'm excited about that.
Okay.
In news, Hobonichi 2025. We just placed our order.
Got it in last night.
The order, not the stuff.
The order. No, yeah, the order. No, we didn't. No,
Wow.
It would have been hilarious if the phone would have run at that time. No, we placed the order last night. Yep. We won't see it for the third week of August, maybe.
If we're lucky.
Yeah.
But. Yeah, once it ships, there's still questions as to how long it takes, how long it gets hung up in customs, and now that we're in our new spot, it's easier to bring the multiple
It's
boxes.
It's easier to get here, but the stress level is always high because you track it every day, and with DHL sometimes you have to, if you don't track it, it can sit somewhere until you discover it hasn't moved.
Yeah.
So I have to look several times a day. But anyway, lots of cool things this year as always.
We're excited.
I almost said one of the new things.
Oh,
I can't say it.
You can't say it.
I can't say it.
If I can't say it, you can't say it.
No.
A lot of cute things.
There are some things that have been continued. So those that started last year came through the spring run, which we don't usually take part in, and are still coming in now. So certain notebooks and and things like
certain
that
colors
have
are
been here
consistent
in the past.
year after year.
Anyway, there is a SKU on the website for a Hobonichi notification. You can sign up, and then we will let you know when we can launch all the different designs.
Yes,
and
so-
you'll get a notice, and
So you
can sign up for what you want.
now to be notified when we can release all the different designs. It's usually a few days to a
couple
week
days, to a
before
week.
the launch. So you have time to then start to agonize and drool and plot and scheme which ones you want.
Pick which ones you want.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, that's coming soon.
Yes, super excited.
And this week we also got some restocks for a couple things. So Mariumon,
Lots of notebooks.
pen sacks, kits are back in stock. So we're slowly filling in some of those holes on some of those sacks that we were out of stock on. TWSBI Ecos,
Yep.
lots of colors. Clairefontaine Rhodia, Airbond inks. So lots of good stuff coming in this week.
Yes, very excited.
So.
Pen Club recap. Last Saturday, the 20th, was nature journaling, and that was taught by Pen Club member Lisa Rodwan, and that was
very interesting.
really. I was doing more work in the back. I was listening.
I have the brochure, and I took some notes, and it was really it was interesting to hear that she started this because of coming to Pen Club when Lindsay gave her class on journaling. So
Yes.
this came out of that. It was a very interesting way to look at things and think about things, and it was more than just
Look at a bird and draw.
drawing and you know
Contemplating,
yeah,
researching.
It was very interesting, very interesting.
Very cool.
So
We will let you know when the next Pen Club meeting is in August, and we will keep you posted. Pelican Hub update. We are a Pelican Hub. I am the hub master.
you are highlighted in yellow.
Okay, so we will reach out to all of you who registered for the Appleton Hub. If you did not register but you want to come, please reach out. Email me directly at lisa@andersonpens.com. Pelican will send a gift for each of the registrants. And so we need to just know how many we have, and we will have goodie bags and all of that. So it'll all be fine. Just in, the TWSBI Vac 700R in Kyanite. We made Justin laugh. That's always my goal. Pre-sales began yesterday.
This is really nice.
And shipping starts on Friday.
Really nice. I love this color. It's almost like that Prussian blue, almost a little bit. Got a little
Sort of
tealy to it.
Frosted on the clip, shiny on the trim.
Yeah, and then the masking on the nib is really sexy. It's really nice with the matching metal bit on the section.
You don't get excited about that many pens these days.
There's
Look, it
it does
your
it does match the shirt. And there's not that many Vac 700Rs. So if you like this pen and you've got other TWSBIs, there's not that many Vac 700 models.
Right.
There never has been. There were a few colors back in the day, but now it's pretty much clear, iris, and this.
Right.
So if you like it, it's
beautiful. It's
nice color.
Really a
Really
great
nice
color. Currently, this is not a limited edition color. I did ask TWSBI, and they did say that the process is very complicated. So
it may not be around forever.
not be around forever.
Yeah.
So if you're interested, I would grab it before we find out 3 months from now that they're not going to do it anymore. Really, really pretty. You might want one of these.
Yeah, it's nice. It's very nice.
Do you want one of these?
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Is that going to be my birthday present? You get a pen?
Could be. Or however you want to play that is good with
Okay.
me. So I do have some new vintage this week. Should hopefully be some of this should be up by the time the show airs on Thursday.
Okay. And we had a vintage mailer.
And a vintage mailer
Okay.
was sent out on Tuesday. So
That's
Your mileage may vary. This is just a fun third tier, well, sort of almost second, Markston, which is made by your first pen
Schaefer.
was an Eclipse.
Oh, an Eclipse, yes.
So
My
Markston
very first pen was a Schaefer
oh,
No Nonsense
okay.
that my grandmother gave Santa and I, but
Your first eBay purchase.
my first eBay
There we
purchase
go,
was
okay.
a really badly damaged Eclipse overlay.
Yeah, so this is Markston, was made by Eclipse. It's huge, oversized. It has this
Cool marbling.
comically undersized 14 karat gold nib, but it has cool marbling. It's celluloid. It's just fun. It's not an arm and a leg. If you like oversized pens from the 30s, super cool.
Very cool.
I've got some English pens. Look at this. A bandless Conway Stewart.
I love Conway.
What a lovely, lovely color. Red marble, burgundy marble, 14 karat gold nib. I like that one.
Conway Stewart's vintage Conways are great.
Yeah, the vintage Conways are great. I love them. This one I like quite a lot. It's a Mentmore. I'm quite fond of brown marbled pens.
Is that a new thing or is that an old
No, it's an always thing. I like it. I like the brown marbling. This is a Mentmore button filler. So it's got a blind cap here for your buttons. So just like your dual folds. 14 karat gold nib, which is lovely. We're going to come across to this side of the pond. Maybe one of my favorite all-time Schaefer colors combinations. Burgundy crest in a touchdown. Lovely two-tone conical nib. This one's kind of looks like it's medium-ish. Looks pretty broad, but touchdown filling, very attractive. And last but not least, I've got two Esterbrook's. Look at this little SJ here, and what some people may refer to as the dark copper. Copper color is what we're going to call that.
No root beer
There's
color.
a dark copper, however.
Yes.
And here it is. And we actually have two of these. This is a much harder, this was not, here's my little pitch. This was not, for Esterbrook, this was copper. This was not root beer. It was not dark copper. It was not intended to be anything other than copper. It's a different rod stock than what you normally see, which is more of a brighter orangish.
Right.
But to find the dark, and there were darker variations for almost all the colors except for black.
Right.
Obviously. And so when you find the darker ones, I think they're more appealing. This one is just quite lovely. Quite hard to find these actually in this color.
But just remember, there is no official
There's
color
no
called
root beer. There's no root beer. And last but not least, this is an Esterbrook LJ in the collector coins icicle pattern in green. I love this color green. It's different. It's not the same as the other one, of course, and it's got the fine pinstripes. Lovely pen, nice nib, of course, interchangeable, and a whole bunch of Esterbrooks. There's about 20 Esterbrooks in the bunch.
Awesome.
There are a bunch of touchdowns, Schaefer touchdowns, Sentinel touchdowns, some Schaefer lever fillers, all sorts of good stuff just out this week. We had a contest last APTV.
We did. What is your second favorite color of ink? Beth Cunningham said, wow, that's a hard question. It was supposed to be. I had to go back to my currently inked notebook to see what I've been inking my pens with. Right now, I'm liking dark rosy reds, meaning reds on the pink side. So gorgeous. Thanks for another fun episode.
Summer Pearls says, I am a sucker for anything in the pink family, but a close second is orange.
There you go.
Both hues lend themselves to beautiful shading, which is my favorite ink attribute.
So you must use broader nibs.
Yeah, nice.
Penny C says, great show. Love the joke about the great actor David Hasselhoff. Purple. The shades of purple are endless. Just look at the recent discussions over Lami's dark lilac.
Yep. AB says orange, red, like Diamine's Ancient Copper and Monteverdi's Fire Opal. Okay.
You know, Monteverdi's Fire Opal color, I don't think it gets enough love.
It's a good color.
It's really an interesting
You can get it in
color.
cartridges too.
Yeah.
Cartridges, yeah.
Very interesting. Plan Create Cope says blue-black is my second favorite ink. Brown, Diamine Chocolate Brown, is my favorite to use in my journal as it flows really well and works with all of my pens.
Elizabeth Moulton says, my second favorite ink is Diamine Raise a Glass. The dark purple with iridescent sparkles are great. I just have to use a more forgiving pen. Yes, that is the case.
Yep, shimmer. John C. says, I am too busy with my favorite color, blue, to have time for a second favorite color.
Yes.
Okay.
Harold Maringer. Hi, Brian and Lisa. Hi, Harold. How are you doing? This month after blue, black, Graf von Faber-Castell, hazelnut brown. Good choice. Very good choice.
Love that.
That's a good color.
Love that ink.
Yep.
Jane Pilecki says, my second favorite color of ink is blue-black or a very dark blue. My first is purple. I enjoy your weekly videos. Thanks.
And we have a winner.
We do. Walter Reed
Walter Reed.
says, blue. So many great and practical options. Great.
All right. Congratulations, Walter. Send an email to eric@andersonpens.com. He will take care of putting that credit on your AP account. We have a new contest
We do.
and a story.
Yes,
apparently.
it's a story.
Story
In your
time.
collection of pens, which pen have you owned the longest? What pen is it, and how long have you had it? Does it have a story? What's yours?
So I don't have the first fountain pen I ever had, and that was one of those things. If some of y'all remember back in the day, you would get your new checks, your box of checks, and then they would have, like, at the top, they would have little freebie slips that you would rip off, and might be for a planner or something else, and you could just mail it in. Thanks for buying checks. Choose a free gift.
Right.
One of them was a fountain pen and a ballpoint. And they were the worst, awful things ever. They were terrible, just awful. And so, but I was intrigued, and I was living in Avon, New York at the time, and there was an antique store around the corner. And I went to the antique store, and I was with somebody at the time, and we were looking at the pens, and I didn't know. We found a pen, and it had a lever, and actually what we did is we ended up going into the bathroom and seeing if it would fill, which is really not at all what you should do ever. So don't do that. It's not good etiquette, but we did, and so I ended up buying the pen.
Oh, other people.
BL. And so I ended up buying the pen. I think it was maybe $25. And it has some water in it. And I'm not driving the car. I'm in the passenger seat. And I've got a notebook or something. And I'm writing. And the nib breaks. Literally, tine snaps off, bends back 90 degrees while I'm in the car, the 2 blocks on the way to the house. So here it is. It is a beautiful.
Oh, you still have it?
I do have it. It's a Venus autograph.
Okay.
Which is a really cool striped celluloid pen.
So you replaced the nib.
I did replace the nib. I actually found I went back the next day, and the guy who owned the booth that had the pen actually was a pen collector. They gave me his number. I called him up, and we had a lovely chat about Parker 51s and Venus nibs, and we went back and forth. And I don't remember when I got this nib, but it wasn't from him. But finally did get it. But it's a cool pen, and inevitably, Venus buys Esterbrook.
Right.
So this is the oldest pen I've had the longest.
Okay. All right. Family lore says that the very first fountain pen I ever had was a Schaefer No Nonsense in white that my grandmother gave to both my favorite cousin and I. I don't know where that went. My first...
It might be in the basement.
No, it's long gone. I don't know what Sandy and I did with them. But my first eBay purchase that kind of started the whole collecting bug for me, and actually later how Brian and I met, was a Eclipse gold overlay that was more broken than usable.
Filigree, probably. Right?
Yes, it
Filigree?
was.
Filigree?
Yeah. But the one, and so I had to send that off. It took
And everybody does that, right? Their first half of the time, their first pen is
it's really
it's pretty,
bad choice.
and it's a bad buy. It's
Yeah,
it's like you look
bad
back and you go, oh,
choice.
okay, you got to learn something from that, and
I learned
it's education
a lot.
Yeah.
I ended up sending it off to a pen repair person who eventually became a mentor, and I learned a lot from that. The pen that is one of my favorite, I have 2 favorite stories. One is my Christmas present, the Aurora Optima 75th anniversary. I couldn't figure out why Brian was filming me when I was opening it. It was so I could yell at Sarge for selling you such an expensive pen. But my other favorite story is this horrible little wherever
No.
in pink.
It's not horrible. As far as pink pen, it's got like a little sparkle to it, actually.
It does.
It's adorable. Well, the nib is nothing to write home about, but it probably works.
This was the first gift I ever received from Brian. And I
don't remember how the story goes. Do you remember?
Yes.
Okay.
I was sick. I had a bad cold. We were friends with chemistry at one point when we were both single. And I had a really bad cold. And Brian was thinning his collection. And we were going back and forth, commiserating as friends do when you've ended relationships and all of that. And I was sick as a dog, and I was a single mom, and, my little kids are not going to go to the grocery store and take care of me, so I was just kind of like whining about it. Next thing I know, like the next day or two, I get this overnight package with...
It was overnight, wasn't it?
It was, because you had the receipt on our fridge for like 10 years.
10 years, yeah.
Brian had overnighted this amazingly sweet care package with like a can of Campbell's chicken soup and a container of orange juice and I think maybe even some cough drops and like a couple NyQuil or Dayquil or something and a pen to cheer me up.
You had made some comment about, well, if you had a pink wherever, I would take it. And I happen to have
I didn't really mean it.
I happen to have one as things happen.
So he sent me this pen. I have kept it. I think you resacked it.
It probably did.
Yeah.
It probably works. It's got like a medium nib on it.
So that is one of the pens I have had the absolute longest and one of my favorite pen stories. So
Cute.
There you go. So chime in and tell us what pen have you owned the longest? What is it? How long have you had it? Does it have a story? How did you get it? The winner will win a $20 store credit on his or her account. There you go. I don't think we have anything else coming in.
You got anything else?
I don't think so. We talked about Hobonichi. Pelican Hub email will go out to those who are registered.
Lots of good vintage. You literally
Lots and lots.
put up 49 pens this week. And there's another 20 in the queue.
Yep.
So look forward to that.
So thanks for joining us. Tune in next week for more talk about pens, ink, and paper, and other cool stuff.
And you can check us out on social media as Anderson Pens. Like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We sure would appreciate it.